Hello. Hi guys. Happy Friday. Happy 17th of December. Hope everybody is having a beautiful Friday. Sorry, I'm a couple minutes late. I just wrapped up the most amazing session with one of my clients. It was so great. It was so great. So anyway, when you hop on, say hello in the comments. Let me know you're watching. Let me know how you're doing, how your day is going. And today I want to talk about two things in particular, and that is the power of celebrating and the power of learning how to listen to our intuition. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the love. I appreciate it. Look at you, you're back. I couldn't get enough of your words. Oh, thank you. I'm happy you're here. I love when I have people live and I can have conversations. It's way more fun. It makes it more exciting, more juicy. So anyway, what was I saying? Oh, the power of celebrating. So today I want to talk about the power of celebration, celebrating ourselves, which is a form of gratitude. We don't celebrate ourselves enough in all the things that we accomplish. When we accomplish something cool, what do? We're like, oh my God, I did it, woohoo! And then we immediately move on to the next thing. But something that I have learned through some programs that I've taken with Melanie and Layer, she's a life coach that I love and adore. She talks about the power of always celebrating. So I feel like that's just taking gratitude to its next level, right? Like having gratitude is so important, and it's very similar. It's being thankful for things that we have in our life. Well, celebrating is just taking that gratitude and making it a damn party, right? So today I want to leave you, since we're closing out a work week anyway, for many of you, with celebrating. I want you to celebrate today something that has gone right for you in your life. It can be big, but it can be tiny. It's not necessarily about the massive accomplishments. It's just about finding the things in your everyday world that you can love and appreciate about your life and celebrate and cherish. So what can you celebrate and cherish about you today? Is it that you made it through the week? I know a lot of people this week are teachers out there. They're just about to be on the brink of their holiday break, and it can often be a very stressful week, especially with kids, because the kids know break is coming and then they're super hyped up and they're not so focused on learning content. So it can be stressful. So if you made it through a hard-ass week, that is worthy of celebrating for sure. Maybe you've made progress in terms of showing up for yourself and putting your personal development first, putting you first, working on you, taking the steps that we've been talking about every single day here, and showing up for you. That's really powerful, and you deserve to celebrate that. So let me know when you get this in the comments below. I would personally love to hear what you're celebrating. Let me know in the comments so I can send you some love and give you a shout out. Kristina, I'm celebrating your new position. I'm so excited. I know. I think this position is going to be life-changing for you, especially because it sounds like you're going to be around some really great, fun people. So that's amazing. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So today, celebrate you. And honestly, I would love it if you carried the celebration vibes through your everyday. Like, let's not make New Year's Eve the day that we party and celebrate. Let's make that a daily practice. Let's make it a vibe, a party. What can we celebrate every single day in our lives about ourselves, about what's going well? It'll just really change your energy towards how you see your experiences when you come from a place of celebration instead of a place of, well, what's next now? Like, I did this thing. All right, moving on to the next thing. I made it through a tough work week. What's next? What else am I going to focus on? Like, let's really dig in and embody and celebrate the experiences that we have, the things that we do for ourselves, the way that we show up for ourselves. Let's make that a vibe. Okay, The next thing I wanted to talk about today was the power of your intuition, because I've had a lot of conversations this week. It's really funny. I posted about this the other day, but I've also had this in my mind all week. And it's really funny how you have those things and then they magically come into your existence. So the conversations I've had today with my clients and in my own accountability group that I'm a part of is all about learning to listen to yourself. It's so important for us to learn how to listen to ourselves and what we need, and then trust what comes up for us. What we do oftentimes is we hear ourselves tell ourselves something, and then we go the opposite way. Or we don't believe it, and so we ask other people to give us the answer for us, even though we've already heard it, it's already there, we already know what we need to do, but we don't trust that that's true. We don't trust that that is real. And the reason why that is because from childhood, when we were little, when we had no power over our own lives, the adults in our lives had the power over our lives. The adults in our lives made all the decisions. We couldn't make decisions, you know? Some of us, depending on who your parents were, didn't even let you make the decisions in your clothes, right? Because they wanted you to look perfect. They wanted you to wear matching outfits, not plaid and stripes together. So like, we didn't even get to choose our own clothes back in the day. And so what we learn as kids is that we have to listen to other people, that we can't listen to ourselves. Other people have to tell us what to do. Other people have to show us the way. Other people know better than we know. And when you think about it this way, it really makes sense why so many of us struggle with making decisions and struggle to know what to do, to know what the right answer is. And so we ask everybody around us for the right answer. And that's because it's been conditioned in us for a very long time not to trust ourselves. And so I want to give you your power back today, whenever you hear this, whether it's live with me or in the replay. I want to give you permission and give you the ability to take your power back now, because you are a grown-ass person. You are not a child. You are a grown-up. The conditions that you experienced when you were a kid, they happened. They absolutely happened. But they're in the past. It's not real. It is not your reality. That is a past version of you. That is not the current version of you. The current version of you is a grown, functioning, fully formed and developed adult who is capable of making your own choices in your life for yourself. And so I want to give you permission to own that and start to do that. So it doesn't mean that it's not good to have a sounding board, and it's not good to seek. Sorry guys, my phone's dying. Let me plug it in. I was on a vibe there. It's not good. It's not a bad thing to seek outside advice and knowledge, but from experts. Excuse me. Why am I struggling? Okay. But from people that come from a place of knowledge. Right? So if we know we want to start a business, we're going to have a lot of questions. It's a really good idea to seek expert advice on how to create a business and what steps to take. That is amazing and that is important. But to sit around and ask everybody around you whether or not you should start a business, that is what I'm talking about. To determine if you should start a business or not start a business comes from you. You have the answer in you on whether you should start a business or not. Nobody else can answer that question for you. But what we do is we get scared of doing something big, something uncertain, something out of our comfort zone. And so we start to seek external validation. We start to seek other people to reaffirm what we should do. But often, depending on who you're spending your time with, those people are coming from their own perspective. Who are the people you're hanging around? Do you really think that they're going to be like, go hard, go start your business? Or do you think they're going to be like, oh, it's really hard, businesses fail, I don't know, do you really know what you're doing? Like, That's why it's really important to go within to make that decision, because if you're uncertain and you start to put that uncertainty out onto other people, and those other people's life experiences aren't ones where they know anything about for the example, what we're talking about, starting a business, they're not necessarily going to be like, do it, go start that business, girl, you got this. No, they're going to be scared for you, and not because they don't care about you, but because that is not part of their realm of possibilities in their world. You know, most people care about us. And when they say things that go against our desires or our hopes, it's not out of a place of trying to put us down or be negative towards us. It's actually out of place of like wanting to protect you and their fear coming out because of what they believe is true or not true in the world. And so that's why you make your decisions, you come to your conclusions yourself, and then you can spread it out in the world. So for example, with me, my business, I decided I wanted to make this business. It was scary, very scary. I went back and forth on it, but I always kind of knew I wanted to start my business. But I started my business, I quit my job, and I told people that's what I'm doing. I didn't ask people if they thought I should quit my job. Who in their right mind is going to tell me to quit my job? You know what I mean? Like, most people are going to be like, you know, I know you don't like teaching, because that's what I did. If you don't know, those of you who don't know, I was a teacher before I went into my life coaching business. And something that's really fun about being a teacher is when you have students, you really are life coaching your students. And that's where I fell in love with life coaching. I didn't know it was a thing. And then I was like, I learned about life coaching. I was like, wow, that's what I've been doing all these years with my students to get them to do their work, because they have all these other things that they need to process and work through so that they can show up and focus on their work. And I love this. You know, I just loved it so much more than like education. It's like the teaching itself, like teaching Shakespeare and all that stuff. I actually really love talking about life stuff and helping people thrive in their lives way more than I liked analyzing Shakespeare. So here I am today. But anyway, point being, I decided I was quitting my job. I didn't ask people if they thought I should quit my job. Because if I asked people if they thought I should quit my job, they're going to tell me I'm freaking nuts, you know, and that I got a good thing going. Even if I'm not satisfied, I'm a teacher. The income is stable. Like, I always know what I'm going to make every month. I got vacation. I got health insurance, blah, 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 right? I had to tune that out and not ask other people. I had to make the decision for myself. And it's scary to make decisions for yourself if you don't have trust for yourself, if you don't know how to tune into your intuition. And so the reason why we don't know how to do that is because we're conditioned to not know how to do that. So take your power back starting today and start tuning into yourself when it comes to your thoughts and your decisions before you go outside of you and seek external validation. Seeking external information and knowledge and input is very important when it comes to growing your skills, learning a new skill, developing a skill, but it's not useful when it comes to navigating your life and doing what is right for you. And learning to tune in and figure out what is right for you is going to be so powerful for you. It's going to be so freeing. It is going to be so freeing when you can learn to trust yourself. And if you're like, Kristina, I don't know how to trust myself because like I've never really done that. Start little. Start small. Just start asking yourself. You can do it with food, for example. Today, for dinner, just checking in with yourself, like getting really clear. Like with dinner, we're usually tired. It's been a long day. Last thing maybe we feel like doing is cooking. We want to make what's easy. But tonight, I challenge you to stop for a moment and say, what is it that I really want to eat tonight? What is my body really craving right now? Like, I challenge you to listen to yourself just in that little way and then see what comes up. And instead of going, oh yeah, that would be great, but I'm tired. I don't feel like making it. I don't want to go out and get it. I challenge you to listen to yourself and what your body wants to eat. And then I challenge you to do it. Because that's how you build your intuition muscle, your trust muscle, is when you listen to yourself and then you act on it. When we hear ourselves and then we don't act on it. I was afraid I was going to flick you guys off for a moment there. when you don't act on yourself, that's how you start to go the opposite way and you don't trust yourself. That's when you start to feel even more so that you need to ask other people because you can't trust yourself, because you don't listen to yourself. So start with little things, little fun things. You can start with like, okay, exercise, for example. How does my body feel like moving today? Maybe it'll say turning on some music and just dancing around your house. Maybe it'll say go take a walk. But these little things can start to cultivate a strengthening of your gut, your intuition muscle. And when you act on those little things, it starts to build the trust in yourself. And what's really beautiful, the more trust we have for ourselves, the more confidence we have. So everybody wants to have more confidence, right? And one of the ways to grow more confidence in yourself is simply by listening to yourself. When we listen to ourselves, we do the thing, we see the positive results from it. We're like, oh, wow, I really know what I'm doing. Like, I know what I'm doing. I can do this. It builds more confidence in ourselves. So it's a ripple effect. Just by listening to your intuition, you have a big ripple effect within yourself and your life. So I hope you guys have enjoyed that. I'm so happy. I'm so thankful that I did this challenge. Let me tell you guys. I decided to do this 31-day challenge for a few reasons. One being to get more visible, because I've had this business, but I've done a lot of the clients I've had in the past have just come from word of mouth, which I absolutely love, because I feel like then it's a testament of who you are. Like if somebody's willing to recommend you, it's beautiful. But also we're a digital world. And so it is also important to put yourself out there in terms of the online space. And I've done that with posts and things of that nature, but I haven't done it so much with the live videos. And as you guys know, the whole point of this December challenge, going live every single day with little tidbits of things that we can do or think about or shift in ourselves, is for the sole purpose of creating that momentum come January 2022, so that we have a solid foundation in our growth and ourselves, so that the desires that we have to create in 2022, we're already like on our way there. We're already like zooming at 100 miles an hour because we laid that foundation in December. Most of us quit and give up and stop working on ourselves or stop doing the things in December because we just feel like there's no point, because we put such a high focus on January being like this magical land of, you know, where like motivation and resolutions and like making everything happen goes down in January. But the reality is your habits today are going to be your habits in January. Habits don't just magically change like that. They change in the little moves that you make consistently. Consistency creates big leaps. I know you just want to make the big leap with nothing, but literally consistency in the way you think, the way you talk to yourself, then influences the actions you make, and they don't have to be huge steps, but these little steps that you're building right now make that massive momentum and that massive leap that you really desire, that we all desire to create, you know, whenever a new year hits. But we don't do it oftentimes because we haven't laid that foundation. And so personally for me, laying the foundation this month was to come on here and to go live and to show up every day for consistency for myself, holding myself accountable at getting myself outside of my comfort zone. Because another way to build confidence in yourself is actually doing things that intentionally don't feel good. Sounds counterintuitive, but honestly, it literally builds so much confidence in yourself when you put yourself into situations of discomfort, because you'll make it through that situation. And then on the back end of that, you realize how powerful you are because you made it through that thing that felt scary for you. So for me, going live had always felt uncomfortable because of the fact that I thrive off of connections with people. I love the interaction with people. It lights my soul on fire. And when you go live, all you're doing is looking at yourself. And so before, I had this disconnect where I didn't feel connected to you guys watching these videos because I couldn't see your faces. But all I could see was myself. Anyway, so I set the intention to go live every day to put myself out there so that people know who I am, know what I'm doing, can see the level of embodiment and integration that I have in my own self, in terms of being able to teach you guys things that you can do, different ways of being, different ways of thinking, so that you could see who I am and what I'm capable of, and so that I could get more comfortable speaking on camera. And what's really, really funny is I had this whole thing built up in my head about how scary it feels. And then I kid you not, on the very first live that we did, it felt natural, and it has felt natural every single time. So just the product of me setting the intention to work through my discomfort of going live on camera and talking to my face, but like somehow having a conversation with whoever's on the other end because you guys are there, it released that fear in me, and I let it go. And I literally let it go December 1st, and showing up every day talking to you guys on these lives have actually been like so much fun. I have enjoyed it so much, and that's the power of making little shifts in yourself and taking these little small steps, because they really do build up, and they really do allow you to create that change and grab your dreams just by doing these little things. So I hope that you guys also have been enjoying these videos. I have gotten some feedback in the messenger about it, and I appreciate that, because the whole point of me doing this, besides me like getting more comfortable, is to really help create impact and, you know, shifts in y'all's lives as well, so that we can all grow together. The thing is, the more of us that are out there doing this work, working on ourselves, working on creating lives that we love, healing ourselves, loving ourselves, showing up fully for life, like the more of us doing that, can you imagine how much change that's going to cause in the environment, in the world? More people being happy are going to make more people be happy. It's going to be this big ripple effect. So I'm so thankful for all of you. I am celebrating all of you. My celebration for myself is just how easy it has become to show up on camera and feel like I really am having a conversation. It has been the most beautiful, amazing, and fun shift. I don't even use no cards or anything. Like, I can now trust myself that I know what messages need to come through to talk about each day on the lives. And that has been the most empowering thing for me. It has made me feel so good. So I hope you guys feel as good as I do in your own lives and the own moves that you're making. And I love you so much. And thank you for being here and for listening to me and sharing in this experience with me. It means the world to me. I love you guys so much. And you're awesome, and do a great job live. Thank you. I really appreciate all of your kind comments, Kristina. They mean the world to me. Thank you so much. And I love you guys. I will see you tomorrow at 12. Oh, I am going out of town on Christmas Day, so I'm going to have to modify the times. But until I go out of town, we'll still be 12 o'clock every day. But the 25th through like the 28th, times are going to be a little wonky because I'm going to Las Vegas. So I'm excited. Okay. All right. Love you guys. See you tomorrow. Have a beautiful, fabulous, wonderful day.